Today, we're going to be talking about keeping track of cloud costs in Domo and how you can create a dashboard pretty easily to keep track of all the different cloud spend that you're doing for your data tools. To preface, I feel like this topic is more and more important where we live in a day where FinOps is becoming a much bigger issue, especially right now. Tools like Snowflake, Fivetran, the spend can get out of control because you don't know exactly what your spend is going to be like until you're fully ramped on the platform. And so something that I'd like to show today is there's this Snowflake dashboard that I really find useful that's free to download on the Domo App Store. All you'll need is just some credentials to log in. And once you do sign in, you're able to connect up your Snowflake account and quickly create this really cool dashboard. And I'm not going to go over everything here. To be honest, it's quite a lot. And I always feel, the simpler is better with dashboards, right? So here, like, this is probably a good starting off point where you can take a look at a lot of different metrics. But in this case, I would recommend choosing 3 to 5 metrics that are important for your team, right? That maybe you can show to FP&A or finance to kind of show how your Snowflake spend is trending. Um, and another thing to note is when you create a dashboard, it'll create these data sets automatically. And so if I come in here to like my metering history, it'll show exactly what I'm pulling. And so this query type, we're usually used to just doing enter query, but in this case with this dashboard, it creates these three different views that are on your Snowflake account. And if you want to get even more granular, this is me hopping into my Snowflake console. There is, in every Snowflake account, there's going to be a Snowflake database with organization usage data. Like there's lots of these usage tables that I recently dove into. They can get much more granular, like, right? So for example, if I want to see how much storage I'm using, you can easily pull that into Domo with a Snowflake data set and then create even more in-depth, more granular visualizations. Another thing is, right, so there's all these different platforms that have these cloud costs. And so one that I've used recently is Fivetran, which is an easy data ingestion tool that takes it from source systems and puts it into your data warehouse pretty easily. This also is a usage-based tool. And so I recently found that there is a Fivetran log connector where basically you can take all your Fivetran data, and if you look at the schema, there's things like the credits that you've used, usage costs, and all this that you can pipe into your Snowflake warehouse. And so if I come back to Snowflake, I can see I have a Fivetran log schema that shows things like a full log, the different places I'm syncing data to, where the connectors are coming from. So it gets pretty granular as well. And so you can build, visualizations off of this by just pulling this into Domo with a Snowflake connector. So the end goal here is just creating a very simple dashboard that can track spend, right? And so, like I said before, this dashboard here is just very over the top. I took a look at this, and in this case with my team, we really wanted to track our spend over time and then which warehouses are being used the most, because we have teams segmented out where we have different teams using different warehouses, right? So in this case, I can see the compute, which is used by, it's used to ingest data is costing us the most money, which makes sense. And then Fivetran is costing us some money too. We can see our spend over time. We had an uptick, but we have a pretty consistent trend. And then if I come down to Fivetran data, I can also see some examples, right? So like, what's our spend like over time? Which connectors are using the most credits? And so, yeah, you can get really creative here. But I think the idea here is create a dashboard that shows cloud cost spend and then also create alerts on top of this, right? So if I wanted to create an alert, if credits exceed something or my monthly usage exceeds a certain amount, I could easily create a data set alert or a card alert here in Domo and then, send it off to myself to alert like, hey, we better keep track of our spend. So anyway, hope you found this useful. I think we're going to see more trends of FinOps awareness and how it's not just about getting the data in, but it's also about getting it in a manner that's cost effective. There's not unlimited compute. Tools like Snowflake and Fivetran, while being really good, can be very harmful with an analyst who's not experienced. And so I think keeping track of this spend and having a well-governed modern data stack is important in the coming months and years. So hope you found this helpful. Thanks.